Hello everyone, I'm Emily Powers, and in this video I'm going to be painting a ladybug on this really small canvas, and it's going to be done step by step so that you can do it too if you want. All the supplies I'm using are going to be in the description, and there's also links in the description where you can buy some of the supplies, and a percentage of your purchase helps support my channel. And there's also a link to the brush guides where you can get 5% off the brushes if you use the code EmilyArt. And there's also the link to my Etsy shop. So this is like a 2 by 2 inch canvas, and it's actually got wood. It's not a panel, it's actually the canvas. And I'm just going to take, this is a 3/8 inch angle shader. It's Princeton Velvetouch. And it's going to be really easy for the background. I'm just going to take this green, which is pre-mixed. So the way I mixed it, I think, was cadmium yellow, medium, phthalo blue, and white. So I mixed it a long time ago and I've never used it all. So I'm just going to use it now. So I'm going to put this down. I'm going to get a little bit of white because it's not covering very good, and put this all along the bottom. And I want to make sure I do my sides, just so I think it looks better that way. And it's going to go pretty fast. I'm going to get some of this unbleached titanium and bring up. So that's going to be at the top. And I'm just going to blend it down. Do that at the, oops. I really haven't actually ever done it this small before, so just make sure to do all the sides. And that's probably, the top part is covering more than the bottom because it's lighter. So I'll just get more of the green, and the palette that I'm using is one that I made. I just took a piece of cardboard and some wax paper and coated it on there, so you can use lots of stuff for palettes. So that's the first coat. It's not really covering totally, so I'm going to have to do a second one, but I'll just let it dry and then come back. Alright, so it's dry enough now. I can do the next layer, and I'm going to start this time with my lighter color. And I'll give the top and the sides a second coat too. And I'll just blend this green up. And it doesn't have to be perfect. If there's streaks, it's okay. Okay. And then after I get it completely covered, then I want to do a little bit of like grass, like in the back. So just super slightly, I'll get some of this lighter green and just kind of make some like grass in the back. Like that. And that's probably good for the background. And I won't carry that onto the side. But you could if you wanted to. Alright, and I think I'm going to go ahead and take my green and I'm going to do the stalk that the ladybug's sitting on. So I'm going to try to do it really thin. And I'll add a little bit of black to the green when it gets down into this green part so that you can still see it. And I'll put some of that on the edge. Alright, and get some white and do some white on that there. Alright, and that's all we have to do for the stalk. This one's gonna go really, really fast, at least for this background part. The ladybug's probably gonna take the longest, but everything else will be quick. So this is number 1 round. It's Princeton Velvetouch, and I'm going to take some of my green with just a little bit of the black so it's a little darker. And just get a little bit more. And then I'll just kind of tap and do these little grass sections coming off this stalk. And then I'll do it with lighter green on top so that it isn't so dark. Do some off here. And now I'll get the green again, do the same thing. Alright. And I can do some of the unbleached titanium on top too. That. Okay, so that's kind of sort of all I'm going to do for the grass. It's really easy. And I will have to let that dry before I do my ladybug, or else that green back there might lift off. Alright, so the grass is dry now and I can start doing the ladybug. So I'm going to take my same brush I was just using and start with the black on its face. And I might not do it quite as big as the picture. I might do it a little smaller, I'm not sure, but I'm just going to start with this black. And you can draw it with like some school chalk or like a watercolor pencil or something that'll wipe off with water. So then if you make any mistakes, you can just easily wipe them off. But I'm just going to do it freehand since this is so small. Alright. And then I'm going to wash that off and do the red. This is Cadmium Red Medium. The black was Mars Black. Okay, so this is like we're seeing Ladybug to the side. So I'm going to get some of this black now because the bottom is darker. And it's kind of sort of too bent over. So I'm just going to change it just a little bit and bring more red over. And actually, I was going to add more black, but I think I just need to make the red longer. And do it like this. Alright, that's a little better. Just bring that down. Alright. And before we can really add too much more, that's going to need to dry, but I can take some white and add it to this black. And blend it in because it's got like a white highlight. Just do a little bit more, really bright on the edge. Alright, and then I can also do some of its legs that are on the blade of grass. Try to make my brush really small. There's a leg that's coming off right here. And over this way. And then the last one is over here. So I'll put more spots and everything when it's totally dry, but I think that's good for the moment. But I will just take this red because I think I made it too much of the black and not enough of the red, so I'm just going to put a little bit more right there. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry, rinse my brush out, and come back when I can work more on it. Alright, so the ladybug's dry now, and it's kind of sort of, it got a little bit big on one end, so I'm just going to take my green and push it back like that, and just take like my Unbleached Titanium like that, and get some of my black, just kind of make like a shadow on the grass. And I'm going to make the legs not that long so that they don't look too big. Okay. So I'm going to take my bright red, I might get a little bit of white, just a tiny bit, just to make it a little lighter. If you do too much, it'll turn it like orange. So I don't want it to be too much, but I'll do just a little bit. And I'll take the black on that side, make it darker. Alright, so I think that's pretty good. I'll just put a little bit more black on this side underneath. So it's pretty dark. It's not like just one color red. You gotta add multiple colors to it for it to look real. And then I'll just take my black by itself and do some dots. Alright, like that. Oops, I'm getting further and further out of the camera. It's so small, it's easy to move around. Alright, and I'll get some white and do just a little bit where the red and the black meet. and a little bit on the black right here. And then I'll make sure to do this highlight. Alright, and then I'll do a little bit of a highlight on all these legs here. And then I can go back with the black if I got a little too much. Okay, like that. And the tip of the leg is a little smaller than the part above, so I'll just make it a little smaller, like that. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. I'll just do, if I rinse that out, just do one more little bitty highlight. If I take a little bit of red and white and just do highlight right here. Alright, and then just brighten up that one. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. There's the ladybug. I might just make that white area a little smaller because it's kind of too big. It makes it look a little funny, I think. Alright, that's better. So I'll just rinse my brush out and I'll get my pen that I sign with, and I'll do it on this bottom edge. It's kind of bumpy, so like that. Alright, so there's the ladybug. Like I said, all the supplies are listed in the description, and there's links in the description where you can buy some of the supplies, and a percentage of your purchase helps support my channel. And I also have more painting tutorials on my channel, so if you hit Emily Powers Art right below the video, it'll take you there and you can see some of the other videos. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and thanks for watching.